Hi, I'm Beaver Buddy. Get ready for a magical children's story with an unforgettable moral about using creativity to bring warmth to the coldest places. What if a lonely walrus could design castles so beautiful that they made even the iciest hearts melt? One winter morning, Willa the Walrus began to dream. Willa lived on the shimmering ice coast, where glaciers rose like towers and the sea whispered soft songs under a pale, ever-glowing northern sky. She was no ordinary walrus. Her tusks were carved with intricate swirls, and each line seemed to hold a different story from long-forgotten winters. Willa loved building things, not just walls or arches, but entire palaces shaped like frozen waves, glittering in the endless winter light of her home. Her flippers could sculpt snow into lace, her breath could frost windows into spirals, and her tusks could carve ice so clear it sparkled like diamonds. But Willa's castles stood empty. No one visited the ice coast except seabirds and the wind, and her creations were admired only by passing shadows. One day, she decided to build her most ambitious palace yet. A towering castle with bridges of ice and windows shaped like dancing snowflakes. She worked day and night, sculpting delicate balconies and grand halls, each shimmering under the auroras that painted the sky with ribbons of green. Just as she finished the main hall, a great blizzard roared in, swallowing the coast in swirling snow and silencing the sea's gentle winter song. Willa sheltered inside her half-built castle, listening to the icy wind howl through her carved windows like a chorus of ghostly winter singers. When the storm cleared, she stepped outside and gasped. The sea had frozen solid, and in the distance, a small figure was walking toward her home. It was a young polar fox named Finn, his fur dusted with frost, eyes wide with wonder as he stared at the glittering palace in the pale light. "Did you make this?" Finn asked, his voice trembling from both the cold and the awe that filled his small heart with something warm and new. Willa nodded, and for the first time, someone other than the wind had looked at her work and called it beautiful, making her heart swell with joy. Finn explored every corner, running over frozen bridges, peeking through carved windows, and sliding down smooth ice staircases like silver ribbons. The fox had been wandering for days, lost after a snowstorm, and the warmth of Willa's welcome made the palace feel alive for the first time. They spent days together, adding new towers, painting icy murals with frost, and turning empty halls into glowing wonders lit by crystal lanterns. But one morning, Willa awoke to a strange sound, cracking. The frozen sea was breaking, and her castle's foundation began to shift and groan. "It's melting!" Finn cried as the floor trembled beneath their paws and flippers, shards of ice raining down like falling glass stars. Willa realized that if they stayed, the collapsing ice could trap them under the frozen sea's shifting plates and jagged, rising walls of water. "We have to go," she told Finn, though it broke her heart to leave the palace that had finally been filled with laughter and friendship. They raced over the cracking bridges, the once strong arches shattering into the icy waves, auroras rippling in frantic patterns above them. At the edge of the breaking ice, Willa paused and looked back. The grand halls, the balconies, the snowflake windows, all swallowed by the sea. Finn pressed his paw to her flipper. "We can build again," he said softly, the words lighting a spark brighter than the northern lights. They traveled together to a new shore, where ice met snow-covered cliffs, and the air smelled faintly of pine and far-off mountain winds. Willa began again, But this time she built smaller, warmer spaces, cozy ice homes that would shelter travelers and animals during storms. Soon, wanderers of every kind came, bringing music, stories, and warmth that filled the icy coast with the hum of life and friendship. Her new creations weren't as tall or as glittering as before, but each one held a beating heart, a place where laughter melted the cold. Willa realized that beauty was more than glittering walls. It was the feeling of home, shared by those who found warmth in the frost. Moral: true creativity builds not just beauty, but places where hearts can find warmth, even in the coldest corners of the world. See you soon with more magical adventures, wonderful places, and heartwarming tales with Beaver Buddy.